Hello, and welcome to the Daily Try, the daily podcast that supports you on your fertility journey. My name's Lara, and today I'm going to talk to you about the days when you just do not want to be positive. I'm sure you've had those days. I know I have. And it's pretty much near impossible to stay positive 100% of the time. So it might be that you've woken up and you've had something's happened yesterday, or you're out and about and something's happened today. Maybe you've had a disappointing appointment. Maybe your period just arrived, which sucks. Maybe you've seen another pregnancy announcement on socials and you haven't even had breakfast yet. Or maybe nothing's dramatic has happened, but you're just tired. You're just tired of carrying all this hope around. And it's funny, we talk about hope and hoping for things, but we don't really, well, I know I don't really think about carrying it. And when I was doing my IVF, a lot of it, so much of it is hope, because no one really knows 100% the outcome's going to be. So you are just really hoping that this time it works, that this time the shots do what they need to do, or this time you get a positive result on the test, or this time when you go for the ultrasound, they see that you've got enough eggs. Like, so much hope. And you probably don't realize it, but it is kind of like a rucksack of stuff that you're carrying around in addition to everything else. And I think it can be really hard to stay optimistic and positive, particularly when you see other people around you getting pregnant and you're not yet. It can suck. And it's really hard to be grateful, to visualize, to do all these things that everyone says you should do because that's what's going to get you the result. And it's just difficult. So I just wanted to say today that you're allowed to have a bad day. You're allowed to say, this is unfair, this sucks. You're allowed to feel fed up with all the appointments, all the tracking, the supplements, the waiting, and all the emotional admin and things that go with it. And it's not going to ruin your chances if you don't feel positive today or tomorrow. It just makes you more human, because I just think it's near on impossible to stay positive the entire time. Everyone has ups and downs, and whatever it is, whether it's whether it's trying to get pregnant or whether it's hoping for something else, whatever you're hoping for in life, it's really hard to stay optimistic that it's going to happen all the time. So sometimes you just need one of those days where you're just like, I'm over it. I just need to have some time on the couch, or some time watching TV, or maybe you just need to have a cry. Maybe you just want to stay at home with a book. But whatever it is, it's okay to not demand yourself to be positive all the time. And it's okay to have a day when you just go, this sucks. I'm not going to do anything today that I don't want to. And I remember having those days where I'd get up, I'd have breakfast, I'd be dressed, and then I'd just be like, I just can't do this life thing today. And I'd get back into bed under the covers, have a little nap, and I'd feel so much better afterwards. Sometimes you just need to give yourself a bit of, I don't know, time out, a bit of care, a bit of understanding. And it might not be climbing back into bed fully dressed. It might be going for a walk, or having a cup of tea, or doing something you really enjoy. Maybe it's listening to someone who won't try and solve the problem for you. And you don't need to turn every difficult feeling into a lesson. You can just feel it, and then when you feel better, you can take the next step. Because you are still doing brilliantly, even on these days when you don't feel hopeful. Because it's hard. It's not an easy, and it's not necessarily a quick process. And, it takes on average a healthy couple 6 months to get pregnant. 6 months of being positive, that's tough. And some people takes a lot longer. I know when I did my IVF, I went and saw the doctor in the August, and then I had my egg harvesting in the November, which didn't work. And then the following year, I went over to Spain in the June and had a transfer, which didn't work. Then I had another transfer in August, which didn't work. So I was basically hoping, praying, trying to be positive for over 12 months, which I just think, who's got the energy for that? You need to have some days when you can just let your hair down and just do whatever you feel like doing rather than what you think you should be doing. And I think we can often, I know I did on the trying to get pregnant, when you're on that bandwagon, you see all these other people eating healthily or exercising or doing whatever they're doing, and you can feel like I should be doing that. If I don't, it's not going to work. And I mean, I've talked about this a few times, but it's you know, things don't work the same for everybody, and you have to do what's going to work for you. And remember, the social media, it's not real. All the stuff that you see on socials, it's one minute in their day, if a minute. And the rest of the time, they could just put in that gym gear to look like they're doing a workout, but they haven't actually done a workout. You don't know. So I think you just need to do you. And it's hard, and I get that. But today, you don't need to be positive. And if you want to have a moan, or if you want to just go blare to someone, you can always get in touch. I don't know if I've mentioned, but I do have a 24/7 WhatsApp line. You can message or leave a voice note, and I will get back to you, normally pretty quick, unless I'm asleep. So if you do want to talk to someone, I am here, and I am happy to chat or just listen or whatever you need. And if you've got any questions or comments or things on the podcast, then do leave a message below. And if you are listening to this for the first or second or third, or even you could be our 22nd, it could be your 22nd listener, because today is our 22nd episode, which I'm kind of proud of. And just give us a like or a follow or a review, because I really hope that this podcast is helping you, because that's why I'm doing it. And you might think she's doing it because she likes chatting to herself for 10 minutes a day. Well, sometimes it's kind of quite good to process your thoughts by chatting to somebody, but I'm doing it really because I want it to be useful. So if you are finding this useful, please do let me know. And today, you are amazing. Here is a massive hug, and have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.